Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So by the title of this video, you're probably wondering, Becca, what the heck are you going to be talking about? And I gotta be honest with you, when I started this YouTube channel like 3.5 years ago, never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd be here sitting and talking about my stomach. But here we are. Also, if you guys watch my videos, you probably know that this is not my usual setup. I decided that I just wanted to be super casual and candid today. I'm actually just sitting on my bed so I can just be nice and comfy and pretty much just hang out with you guys. I know that all of you guys out there who watch my videos are pretty much all women for the most part, and I know that a lot of you are also pretty young. You're in your teenage years. So in this video, I just kind of wanted to, reach out to you guys and just have a conversation about this crazy, insane obsession in social media with having abs. Not a day goes by that I am scrolling through whatever social media platform, whether it be Instagram or on my Snapchat or on Facebook, Twitter, anything. I feel like we are just, especially on Instagram and YouTube, we are bombarded with images of other women's bodies all the time, and typically they tend to be showing off how fit or toned they are, and abs is such a huge focus. I mean, like a hyper focus. So like I said, not a day goes by that I'm not on some type of social media and someone somewhere is showing me their abs. This whole concept or, obsession over women having abs or toned midsection is nothing new. I mean, just think of any women's magazine out there, whether it's, just a women's magazine in general or a health magazine. You've seen splashed across probably every front cover of every magazine a little blurb on there about 5 moves to flat abs or how to slim that tummy, something like that. I mean, this is not new at all. This has always been a fixation for women. But now it's just like 10 times stronger because now, these messages about having sleek, toned abs are not just on a once a month magazine or once a week magazine. We are now literally submerged or immersed in, this idea of perfect abs, perfect stomach, flat stomach all the time in social media because it's literally everywhere. Before I go any further in this video, I want to put out there that I am not at all hating or, saying girls that have abs are wrong or unhealthy. Not at all. I think we need to all just celebrate the bodies that we have. Some of those bodies are going to have toned midsections that have a low enough body fat, a percentage in that area to show their abs. While on the other hand, there's going to be plenty of women that it might just not be in the cards for them and their abs may never be visible, and that's not wrong either. This is honestly like such a hard conversation to have because I'm all about health and wellness and being active, and I would never want to discourage someone from, pursuing fitness goals or health goals. But at the same time, I feel like for so many women and girls, it's just gone too far, and the obsession is just to have abs no matter what. It doesn't matter if, life is no longer fun. If I have a six-pack or if I can pose in a bathing suit and look good on my Instagram, then the world, is perfect. So I'm kind of honestly struggling with how to even get this message across because, again, I don't want to discourage anyone from having fitness goals and health goals because that's such a good thing to have, but sometimes it can just go too far. And I think, a lot of social media can be so powerful in such a good way, but it also can be powerful in a negative way, constantly showing girls, these perfect, whether they're airbrushed or not airbrushed, but I'm sure they're all filtered bodies that, are perfectly tight and toned and, but the thing is we don't know, we see this picture, but we don't know what that person's diet is. We don't know how tall they are, which plays a huge role in, how much body fat they have, especially in their midsection. We don't know what their life is like. I mean, do they never go out to ice cream, or, are they just born with that, stomach and they just have to work a little hard and, put the effort in, but it's not too hard for them to maintain those abs. I mean, there's just so much that we don't know. And when you see a picture of a girl that maybe looks like you and you think, well, my body doesn't look like that, but I can make it look like that. A lot of times that can be a lie to yourself because, again, we don't know what's going on in that person's life, and they may be perfectly healthy and happy and, they've got these great abs, whoop-de-doo, good for them, but also, we don't know that maybe they're not healthy. Maybe they're smiling in all their pictures and they've got this perfect body, but maybe they're fighting some kind of eating disorder or just disordered eating patterns in general. Or maybe they're, you know, not so happy because they feel like they're missing out on fun parts of life because they're just trying so hard to maintain these abs, and, you know, they're missing out on social gatherings and just general fun things in life that could mess with their diet, you know, to keep that perfect body. So we never really know what's going on, and I just think, I don't know, it's just like on my heart to talk about this because I just feel like, I mean, there's so much depression in teenage girls nowadays, and I'm sure so much of it stems from, you know, body image and social media, which unfortunately I feel like these days it could be a good thing as well, but they're just so heavily like intertwined because we're just constantly bombarded with pictures of other women's bodies. And, you know, we may see someone on Instagram or wherever and say like, you know, I'm gonna work my butt off and I'm gonna look like that, which you very well might be able to, but all of our bodies are different shapes and sizes, our genetics are so different, our situations and circumstances are so different. So for someone to look at a picture and just say, you know, no matter what, I'm just gonna look like that, when there's so many other factors, and when you don't end up looking like that, maybe you do, but maybe your body just isn't meant to look that way, and it's not meant to have that certain physique. And when you know, physically can't reach that, and maybe you give up so much of your life to try and reach that, you're gonna feel like such a failure, and that's, I mean, that sucks. Just to give you guys like my own personal experience, you know, dealing with this, because this is something that I have personally dealt with myself, you know, having these feelings of inadequacy because I can't get the abs that I see, you know, these fitness models on Instagram, or whether they're just regular people on Instagram, I can't get them, and I felt like a failure myself. So just me personally, my body type, my arms and legs, like my limbs are thin, they're sticks. I've always been that way. That's always how my body has been, and pretty much all of my body fat gets stored in my midsection. That is just how my body was built. So on my stomach and on my sides, that is pretty much where all my fat goes. I mean, a little bit my boobs, not even really my butt's pretty small. So for me, you know, I've always been striving to get, you know, like the lines on your hips, which I am never going to get. I mean, I realize that now, and I accept it because this is just my body and it's just the way that it's built. But I'm also never going to have this, you know, visible six-pack. I mean, could I? Yes, probably I could if I gave up so much of my life right now, which some people may be okay with doing that, and that's totally fine too. But for me personally, I mean, I would never be able to go out and, like, you know, get ice cream with Matt, which we love doing, or I'd have to really cut down on going out to dinner, which is something I love doing. I probably wouldn't be able to have some cocktails or some wine on the weekends, which I love doing. But could I do it? Probably. Would it last a lifetime? No way. I mean, maybe in the short term, but what's even the point of that? Unless you're training for like a certain fitness competition or something, that's a different story. But also something that I just want to mention along with that, since I store so much of my body fat in my midsection, if I were to just commit my whole life, not that I have any desire to, but let's just say I were to commit my whole life to whittling, you know, down that midsection and revealing those abs and getting those, you know, cut sides. If I were to do that, I mean, I've never done it, so I can't say for certain, but you know, just thinking logically as a woman, we need body fat in order to maintain our menstrual cycle and in order to protect our fertility. So if I were to do that and, you know, maintain that for a long or a decent period of time, since that is where a lot of my body fat is, could my body fat percentage essentially be too low in order to maintain that healthy menstrual cycle? It's absolutely possible, and I would never want to ever want to mess with that, because you know, the idea of having kids in the future, it's something me and Matt talk about all the time and we're so excited for. And just to think that like I would value having abs over, you know, just my general health and not necessarily just my fertility, but it just, when you put it into perspective that way, it just seems so crazy. And I really don't want this to come across as like if you have on abs, you automatically don't have a period and aren't healthy, because that is not true at all. I am just talking about my body. There are so many women out there who don't really carry a lot of fat in their midsection. A lot of women will carry in, you know, their legs and their butt. And for them, it's going to be so much easier to have those abs to pop out because, you know, as long as they're staying active and taking care of their body and eating well, they're probably going to show because, you know, they just don't have a whole lot of, that's not really where they store their fat. But for someone like me, who's kind of on the opposite end of the extreme, you see where it could maybe get potentially a little bit of dangerous for my health, and it's just like, you know, it just doesn't seem worth it when you really look at it that way. I really just think the most important thing when it comes to health and wellness and you know, how you look on the outside and how you feel on the inside, all of that wrapped into the, you know, body positivity, all of that. The most important thing is to take care of yourself, feed your body with nourishing, real food, and stay active. You know, get outside, move your body, sweat. If you're doing both of those things and you're generally just taking care of yourself, wherever your, you know, your weight and your your physique kind of lands when you are doing that with your body, when you're taking care of yourself, I personally believe that that is where you're meant to be. Not all women are meant to have sculpted arms or meant to have like no fat on their midsection and these beautiful six-pack abs, or, you know, they're not meant to have these really toned, sleek legs. All of us are going to distribute fat differently, and of course we need a little bit of that fat. We don't want to go overboard and of course have excess, because that's just going to increase our risk for disease and we don't want that. But I'm talking about just normal levels of body fat. It's going to look different on every single woman. So as long as you're taking care of your body and you're staying active, wherever your body, you know, kind of lands, and like I said, that is where your body is at its happiest. And, you know, we're just bombarded with these messages all day of, you know, how to, you know, change that or tweak that, which again isn't necessarily a bad thing. But if you're always fighting against your body, you're probably not enjoying life to the fullest. I really hope that this is making sense and is coming across, you know, from a place of love and just wanting every woman to feel happy in their own body, no matter what that looks like. And I just want to say, like, if you find yourself saying, you know, I want abs, or, you know, you're one of the people that are searching for all the millions of YouTube videos about eating for abs and diet for abs and all of that stuff. You know, if you're doing that from a place of just wanting to better yourself and, you know, improve your body, but in a happy, positive way, in a way that you're taking care of it still, then I think that's great. Absolutely great. But if you're coming from a place of just wanting to look like this certain Instagram model or fitness competitor, whatever it is, because not that any of those people are bad, but if you're coming from that kind of place, and you just want it because you think maybe it'll make you happier, or people will like you more, or you'll just, you know, your brand will grow, or whatever that is, maybe that's not the healthiest place to be coming from. And if you feel like in order to maintain that certain perfect or desirable physique, you have to miss out on like 90% of life in order to keep that, you know, perfect body, then is it really worth it? I mean, that's my question to you. And maybe to some people it is, but I think for a lot of women they would probably answer no, that it is not worth it. So if you want abs and you want to strive for that because that is one of your fitness goals, I think that's great. But if it ever gets to the point where it feels obsessive, or you just maybe feel like maybe your body isn't meant to have this sculpted six-pack, that's okay too. And it's okay to back off from that goal. Maybe your body isn't meant for that, or maybe, you know, it's just not in the cards for you, or maybe you're not willing to give up X, Y, and Z in your life in order to maintain, you know, that certain physique. That is okay. It's okay to go easy on yourself. But, you know, at the same time, I don't want this message to be construed as, well, you know, if I'm never going to have abs, then, you know, screw it. I'm just going to eat crap. I'm going to eat whatever I want. I'm not going to work out because I'm never going to have abs anyway. That is absolutely not the message that I'm trying to get across here. In fact, it's the opposite. I really, really don't want people to just say, well, I'm going to throw in the towel because I'm never going to look like that Instagram model. It is still so important to take care of your body and, you know, protect your longevity, fuel your body with good, wholesome, real food, and, you know, lots of water, and of course stay active, because you want to, in my opinion, the perfect balance in life is finding, you know, that balance, which every day is going to look a little different, and some days are going to be better than others, and that's okay. It's all about the ebbs and flows. But it is just finding that balance between, you know, creating health in your life and longevity for your life, but at the same time enjoying, you know, the day and the life that you are in right now, because no matter how perfect your diet is or how much you exercise and never skip a day in the gym or whatever, you know, that may be to you, we still never know what's going to happen to us. You know, freak accidents happen and life ends, and we want to make sure that we're still celebrating and enjoying the life that we are given, because we are so lucky to have it. And especially if you are healthy, you want to celebrate the fact that you're healthy. So just finding that, you know, that balance between being healthy, feeling good right now, and protecting, you know, that longevity, but at the same time still enjoying and living in the moment and not stressing out about the small things. If you have abs and you've worked hard for them and you're proud of them, I say you go girl, that's awesome, I support that. But I just want you guys to remember that, you know, having a low enough body fat distribution on your stomach in order for your abdominal muscles to show through is not necessarily synonymous with health and fitness. They don't necessarily go hand in hand. You can be extremely healthy and not have abs, or you could be very unhealthy and still have abs popping out, and vice versa as well. I just hope that all of you guys are just happy and just love your bodies, because they do so much for us, especially as women. They are seriously incredible. So whatever your body is, I hope you rock it. I hope you love it. Whether you've got abs or you don't have abs, I don't care. I think you're amazing either way. And I really, really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And if you think someone could benefit from watching it, if you think they would, you know, be touched or just enjoy this message, I would love for you to share it with them. Again, I'm just speaking from my heart, and I really hope that this is coming across from a place of love and just positivity and, you know, just caring for you guys, because that's certainly where it's coming from. So I really hope that it is just coming across that way. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and watching this video. If you would like to subscribe, I would absolutely love to have you a part of my little community here on YouTube. And of course, you can follow me on my social media channels, where I'm bombarded daily with pictures of abs on my Instagram and Snapchat. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye! I'm more than just a number. I'm a hater, I'm a lover. Sometimes it's hard.